Yo, what's going on, everybody? We got IBC gang in the house today. We got Crypto Tank. I'm going to share a little bit about his channel. He films Monday through Friday. He does the technical analysis. He talks about all the gems, the blue chips of Cosmos ecosystem. Also, he goes deep in some DGen plays as well. This is a great resource for all things Cosmos. So everybody welcome Crypto Tank to the Zen Lounge. What's
I
going on,
appreciate
man?
it. I appreciate the intro, man. Not much, just a crazy another day in the cryptoverse. Just dealing with stuff like always.
There's never a boring day in Cosmos. I'm pretty new to Cosmos, and my community is very new. So I know you're a certified OG cosmonaut. So want to make sure to give you an opportunity to share your channel with my viewers, so they could get some cutting edge Cosmos information from you. So can you tell a little
Appreciate it.
bit more about what your channel is all about?
I appreciate it. Yeah, well, like you said, my name is Crypto Tank. Our channel, the IBC Gang, was started a few months ago with the thought of just bringing transparent quality content to the people where that they could depend on a place in the Cosmos ecosystem and understand that they're getting honest content, where there's a lot of people and a lot of politics in the game that are played, and unfortunately sometimes you don't actually get the full transparent dish that you're hoping for when you're watching some of these videos. So we wanted to kind of stick with that and bring people a safe space per se in the Cosmos ecosystem, and then also bring quality content and more exposure for the Cosmos ecosystem, because I think, and I think it still is the case, unfortunately, that the Cosmos ecosystem has some of the best tech by far in the crypto space, but we do a really piss poor job when it comes to advertising. I mean, some of these protocols that are in the space are just phenomenal, but the teams just do none when it comes to advertising. So we took it upon ourselves, and started the YouTube channel with that in mind. And so it kind of just went from there, man.
That's awesome, man. So let's rewind back a little bit. How did your crypto journey get started? Like, how long have you been in crypto?
For several years now. I remember, I guess it started at my in-laws' place, excuse me, where it was Christmas. I remember 2019, 2018, 2019, one of the years. It feels like forever when you're in the crypto space. And I remember seeing a news article about Ethereum at the time. And I do all my best thinking while I'm on the John. And I remember sneaking away during Christmas at my in-laws and looking at my phone and perusing Coinbase and going, I'm going to buy me some of this. And so my first buys were Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously. And it kind of just snowballed from there. Just really got into what Ethereum was, what smart contracts were. I saw the potential with smart contracts and what it could do for our everyday life as far as changing, what we do on a day-to-day basis. And I just really got hooked on the possibilities of the technology that I was looking at. So that's really how I got started, man, was Ethereum and Bitcoin, and sneaking away on Christmas at my in-laws.
Were you attracted to the decentralization part of it as well?
I,
It
I,
seems like
you
a
know, I really, I really didn't get into the whole nitty gritty of decentralization and everything. I was really more intrigued with the possibility of what smart contracts did. And I was applying it to centralized things, not to go into touchy subjects. I don't know how your viewers are. I know YouTube's kind of touchy as well. But during those times, we were all going through things in our government that were hot topics. And I remember thinking, man, if this was just on a smart contract platform, none of this would even be a question. And it was several different instances. And, I'm not saying to this side or that side, but I was just saying the tech here could have solved all of these issues and left no questions if it was on the blockchain. So I was thinking of applying all of these new techs that I was learning about excuse me, I should mute that. But applying them in a centralized way. And then that's what actually led me eventually down the decentralized path and going, wait a minute, actually, I actually want this all to be decentralized. But yeah, it really wasn't, I was hooked from the beginning of just the potential of the tech.
That's awesome, man. So what eventually led you down the pathway to finding Cosmos?
Again, I got to give credit to Ethereum. I mean, it's the first mover for smart contracts. It was out there. It was doing its thing. And then I started diversifying after looking at my Bitcoin and Ethereum holdings. And I had, lucky enough, built up a pretty good holding over the past, when I first got in, 6 months of when I first got in. And then I started looking at other things that were being listed on Coinbase at the time. And things that were similar, that had smaller market caps that, maybe could give me that higher percent return for investing. And I remember stumbling upon, honestly, Polkadot, and then Cosmos, because they were trying to do interoperability at that time, and they weren't even what they are right now. Like IBC wasn't even a thing or anything like that. But they were, trying to push that interoperability thing. And I was thinking, like I was saying with Ethereum, like, look, if this was mass adopted by the people in the centralized version of things, like, we could have avoided all of these other things. But how do we actually do that in the crypto space, where Polkadot and Cosmos were actually trying to push that narrative and, and do interoperability? So I actually got to give it to Ethereum and Polkadot, if I'm being absolutely honest with you. And that's how I actually got introduced to Cosmos, was through seeing what they were trying to build upon with Ethereum, because of course Gavin Wood came from Ethereum and whatnot, and push it even further. So that's kind of how I landed on Cosmos, was really thinking about, making percent gains, not even thinking about the applications and whatnot, but really got into it because of like the percent gains as far as market cap, and how high I might actually see my portfolio go if it bumped up 10%, 20%. And then I actually got into the tech. A little bit about me. I come from traditional finance and investing. For many years, I've been investing. I was a real estate agent for many years, but I've been investing in, traditional stocks, real estate, whatnot. We own fitness gyms and medical facilities, my wife and I. And so I was looking at things traditionally when I first got in as an investor, like, how is this going to raise my portfolio more than anything? And then again, the tech really just kind of like grabbed a hold of me and said, wait a minute, don't just think about your money, think about like long-term, the tech and what can happen with this tech going forward and how it's going to change the world. So kind of all over the place, but that's honestly how I got into Cosmos and really dug my heels into the Cosmos space.
I was just doing a calculation. I guess if Cosmos hits the ETH market cap, we'd look at about $990 the Atom token. Yeah, the percentage gain is definitely there. So a lot of talk has been going on. The interchain security is supposed to bring a lot more utility to the Atom token, right? So can you explain how like Atom is like the center of this whole entire, like the center of the Cosmos, and why it's important for the whole ecosystem?
Well, when you think about Cosmos, right? Like when I'm trying to explain what Cosmos is to somebody that knows absolutely nothing, because most of the people that I talk to on a day-to-day basis ask me about things like SHIB or Dogecoin. They know nothing about what smart contracts are or what Cosmos is, especially. But when I try to explain what Cosmos or the Atom token is, I basically try to tell people, imagine Cosmos as a building hub, per se, or a workshop that has all the golden tools for these builders who are trying to build these great protocols or these great projects or whatnot within this, workspace that is the Cosmos SDK, which is the Cosmos Hub. So think of it more of like the golden workshop for anybody that's trying to build anything with this tech. And then think about, what that golden tools within this hub allows all these protocols to do, or these builders to do, which of course Cosmos allows you to, go out there and pretty much own your own blockchain, build within the workshop, but deploy and control it yourself. Like, you're not going to be dictated, or you're not going to be chained to just because you built within the Cosmos ecosystem, that Cosmos Hub or the Atom. You can, for example, BNB was built using the Cosmos SDK. Crow was built within the Cosmos ecosystem. Unfortunately, what happened with Terra and Luna, built within the Cosmos, but they all were able to independently control what happened with their token, with their ecosystem. They just built it within this great golden workshop, right, which is the Cosmos Hub. So I try to tell people to think of Cosmos in kind of like that light when they don't know anything about it. But what makes these upcoming developments or upcoming updates for the Cosmos Hub so important is they're actually going to be driving a lot of value, like you said, for the Atom token going forward. A lot of the gripes that people have been saying about Atom is that, it doesn't really have a lot of utility. There's no real value for Atom per se, other than, staking it and getting a measly annualized return through staking. But now with shared security and interchain staking, that's going to really change, because these smaller developers that are coming to build within this great workshop are going to be able to wrench security from the Cosmos Hub. And the Cosmos Hub is very, very secure. That's one of the great things about it, is it's very, you always hear about these hacks on ETH and stuff like that. When was the last time you ever heard of the Cosmos Hub getting hacked or having a problem? I should knock on wood while I'm saying that. But when was the last time you ever heard of something like that happening, in the Cosmos ecosystem? You don't, because
you mentioned
so
about the Luna thing too, about Luna being built on it. And even though the project in some hands, failed, but the protocol, the Tendermint consensus was still, pumping blocks through all of that, right? So it was a great stress test.
Beautifully. Yeah, it held up beautifully. Like if you look at I always try to look at things in that kind of light where, what's the good that we can take away from that? It was stress tested to its max and it held up beautifully. So like, again, look at the Cosmos Hub, look at this, the security layers there, and then, look at the benefits for all these smaller devs and teams that are wanting to come, especially now with Terra and what happened. A lot of them are talking about, coming on over and jumping fence and bringing their platforms or their projects, to some of these protocols within our space now. It's phenomenal. It's great. But again, I got to give credit where credit is due. It's much like Polkadot, right? Like we're basically just going back and kind of doing what Polkadot was trying to do, but do it for everybody and not have it like within our own small little auction circle. So, I got to give them credit. A lot of people compare Polkadot and Cosmos all the time, but we're basically just doing what Polkadot already was doing.
So a lot of people in my channel, they were all just excited about the Juno airdrop, but that's not the only airdrop that happens in Cosmos, right? So this is, one of the exciting things about being involved is the airdrops that happen. Jay Kwan was the founder of Cosmos. I'm really bullish about No Lands and everything it stands for. But can you tell the people kind of about how airdrops work on Cosmos and some of the things they need to do to be a participator in the community?
Well, yeah, definitely. First and foremost, don't hold your Cosmos on centralized exchanges. That's pretty much like the golden rule for any of these protocols that are going to be airdropping their tokens to stakers of the Atom token. That's, they've done it here and there, but like basically the vast majority of projects that are going to be airdropping or providing airdrops to anybody that's staking Atom, they exclude anybody that's on, say, Kraken Exchange or Coinbase, Binance, any one of those that offer staking on their platform. They usually don't get included in airdrop. So first and foremost, don't be holding it on centralized exchanges. If you guys want a good place to actually hold your Atom and stake it, I mean, obviously you can do it with like a cold wallet and connect it and stake on Kepler or something like that. Kepler is a great web-based extension wallet that you can use. I use Kepler quite a bit, but you can use Kepler in conjunction with like a ledger and stuff like that. But definitely, again, don't hold your Atom on centralized exchanges. You'll just miss out entirely on the airdrops. As far as like what airdrops look like, now, I try to also remind people, please don't count on airdrops as far as like building your portfolio. It's nice, but it's not a guarantee. Not every protocol that builds within the Cosmos ecosystem does airdrops. There's some of them that actually still do the traditional, seed sales, private sales, investor sales, and all that stuff. But the vast majority of these protocols that build within our fabulous little workshop that we're talking about, one of the ways that they try to bootstrap liquidity is by airdropping tokens to the ecosystem. That's kind of like an age-old thing that, started way before crypto. Like if you think about it, one of the best ways to get people to look at your product, even in the real world, right, is to give them a sample. If you go to Costco, what are they doing? They're giving out samples of like their Hot Pockets or whatever it is that they're eating at the time. And you take and you go, hey, I like this. I'm going to go actually buy me a box. It's kind of the same principles when it comes to airdrops in the Cosmos ecosystem. They're just trying to bootstrap users and liquidity for their upcoming platform that they're trying to release on the Cosmos ecosystem.
It's funny. I use the same metaphor as the free samples at Costco.
At Costco.
Yeah. Yeah, I was part of the Juno. We've been getting airdrops left and right. Juno, are you still pretty excited about Juno Network, what they're
I'm a
building?
Juno bull. I'm such a Juno bull. Like we were doing the comparison just a little while ago when you were saying with Cosmos or Atom and ETH. I'm telling you right now, I'm so bullish on permissionless smart contracts. Yeah, well, I'm just going to go into it. I didn't want to go into like kind of pitching or anything like that. And I don't want to pitch. This isn't financial advice to you guys, but think about the crypto space and think about, like I was saying earlier, things like Ethereum and how high they've ran up, right? Like the great thing about Ethereum is that it was permissionless. It wasn't that it was just, a smart contract platform. That's great. That was super, transformative of the space, and it was groundbreaking and whatnot. But the real groundbreaking part of it all was that it was permissionless, which means anybody could come over there and build upon it. And we saw that happen over the past year or so with, all kinds of meme tokens being deployed. Last year it was like, how many tokens were actually listed on CoinMarketCap? It was thousands of just trash tokens, all ERC20 tokens on Ethereum. And that's one of the biggest things that drove the value or total value in their ecosystem for Ethereum during that time. Now, take a look at the current state of crypto right now. And honestly, ask yourself, there's only a handful of truly permissionless smart contract plays that are out there that are built like Juno. And what I mean by that, again, a lot of people are probably going to say, the whale with CCN and all that stuff. Look at the tokenomics, look at the inflation structure, look at how it was actually built from the ground up. Again, admittingly, there are a few little caveats to that we're dealing with right now. But overall, the way that it is right now, the way that it was presented and the way that it was given to the people, there's no other permissionless smart contract play that is currently out there in the crypto space, not just the Cosmos ecosystem, that has the high possibility and probability of seeing a really, really massive run up in the future. Now, I know we're in a bear market, but again, once we're done with that, we're only less than 2 years from the next Bitcoin halving. When we're done with that, the people that are not bullish, in my humble opinion, about Juno are going to be kicking themselves in the butt in about a year and 6 months.
But the Juno goes through a happening in October too? I think that's going to be pretty bullish for Juno.
It's really soon. And then the what's the word I'm looking for? The inflation schedule goes down from 40 to I believe 20. Yeah, it goes half for the first 3 years. It goes 40, 20, and then next year after that, it's going to go 20, 10. The years following after that, it goes down by a single %. So the first 3 years is really the time, in my humble opinion, again, not financial advice to your viewers, that you really want to stake your Juno, compound, build your bag, because, once we get into that next bull run, again, I think you're just going to be kicking yourself in the butt if you're short selling yourself and maybe, not believing in it. So that's just my humble opinion.
I've been compounding in the Juno swap pools, man. That's a game changer right there. And
are you big into the pools?
A little bit, not so big. I have a bunch staked that I want to keep long term, like my long term bags, and I got a bunch in the pools that I'm compounding. But dude, what I also love about Juno is there's no big king figure of Juno. Most of it was given to the airdrop. We solved the issue at the Genesis drop, and you really feel like, you're an owner of this you're part of a community. It's one of the most community-based projects I've ever been a part of. So that's what I love about it too.
It beyond really just the money of it. If you look at that, and then also just the governance results, the participation from the community. I mean, again, if you just look across the cryptoverse, there's by far, I think we actually set records within the crypto space as far as community turnout on these votes, especially dealing with, the whale situation. But yeah, I mean, there's such a passionate community. I mean, a lot of people talk about Ada and Cardano and their community. I beg to, challenge that with Juno. If you just look at how passionate the people are and how I think right now, I know you can't see my screen, but I'll share it here in a little bit.
We've gone through a lot. There's propaganda, there's all types of stuff, and the community just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And I love Juno, and I could feel like everyone else involved like really has a passion for it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's still a pretty good amount of bonded tokens. What was it, like 30 mil out of 50? I know all of MidScan and AbScan's a little different, but I'm just glancing at it right now. There's still a high percent of people that are just, they're locking it up for the first 3 years. I mean, they're really seeing that potential, like I've just been saying, and like you've been saying, for permissionless smart contracts. And especially, again, from the way that it was given to the people and how it's been managed. It's just the upside potential, in my humble opinion, again, not financial advice, is far outweighs any downward momentum that we might actually see. And we've seen a bunch of it recently. So especially even now where we're at, like we could go down further, but think about it. Like how much further can we possibly go versus up? Like,
Well, we were right there at $45 to Juno, and then that Prop 16, you just saw it just drop down. And then we had the UST attack, and that was one of the main stable coins. But then immediately you already see them working on solutions. They're bringing the USDC, making things happen. And just, like the team's always on it every single time and upgrading the security, everything like that. So, I mean, I could talk about Juno with you. I mean, for a long time.
we could do a whole segment.
I'm also
right
a fan
of
Juno. Of Meta and everything that's going on there. But let's get into some other gems.
Sure.
Osmosis is coming out. We also got the airdrop of GNOT. We have so many. What gems are you like looking into right now during this dip or correction?
So me personally, I'm really bullish on Juno. Like I just said, I have a very large stake in Juno, and I was very fortunate. Even now, I'm very much far in profits, but I haven't sold any bit of it throughout all of this downward momentum. I've seen quite a bit as far as like dollar amount goes fluctuate within my portfolio, but very, very bullish on Juno. So that's my number one most bullish play right now. I'm also, and I'm saying that with active tokens, by the way, because there's a couple that are like we were just talking about with GNOT and whatnot coming here soon that I'm also very bullish on. But my active ones that I'm super bullish on would have to be first and foremost Juno. My second one is Osmosis or Osmo. I'm very, very bullish, not only on the platform or for the token, but I'm bullish on Sunny and the team and what they've done as far as transforming the space for the Cosmos ecosystem. I mean, just the sheer amount of transactions and volume that we saw over the past, oh gosh, how long has it been? 6, 8 months, something like that. It's getting close to its thirding, actually. So it's almost a year now, I think. And I can't remember for the life of me when that thirding is going to happen, but I know it's very, very soon. Which again, if your users don't know, the Osmo token for Osmosis has a thirding, much like the halvings of Bitcoin. So we're coming upon that here shortly, which again, whenever you make things more scarce or hard to come by or earn, usually, typically, I know we're going through a bear market, that means the value of that thing usually increases. But again, bear market time, right? Anyway, but I'm super bullish on Osmosis because of what they can become even more than what they are right now, which is admittingly humongous. It's the most used AMM within the space. They have superfluid staking and just the developments that we've seen them do over the past couple of months with superfluid staking and and everything that they were able to actually implement on a timely manner each and every single time a situation popped up. Just has me really, really bullish for the Osmo token and Osmosis. Then again, I think like when I was having this conversation with one of my private groups that I'm in, but when I look at the Osmosis platform, and I don't want to get you guys too bullish, I literally see the same thing as like the Binance platform. And look at all the things that they do on the Binance platform. Like I honestly see that happening for Osmosis going forward. And if people don't think that that's not the case, like you're just not watching enough Osmosis updates on YouTube, you're not getting in on the crypto Twitter spaces that they host all the time, you're not watching what Sunny's saying. They're literally putting out there for you guys, giving you guys all the clues and breadcrumbs for you to follow of what Osmosis is going to achieve in the future. Now, again, anything could happen and who knows, right? Like, I don't want to get everybody too hopium on what I'm saying or too bullish on what I'm saying, but what they have planned, again, just has me super, super bullish. So Juno, Osmosis being my number 2, and then Secret. I'm really, really bullish on what's happening on the Secret whole platform and you know, and their ecosystem. I don't know if you've been getting into Shade or if you're bullish for Silk. I know a lot of people right now don't really want to talk about you know, stable coins or whatnot, but guys, I'm super bullish. All the building that's happening, all the interest that's accruing in the secret ecosystem has me super bullish for them as well. And then again, my last, there's so many of them, but if I have to just keep it to four, my last real super bullish one is CMDX. Like I've been putting out videos.
I was going to ask you about that one.
Yeah, I've been putting out videos.
Bullish on Comdex.
I'm very bullish on that. I don't want to say it's my DGen play within, like, you know, but it's, the team has been building and building and building. And one of the things I always tell my followers, at least, is, you know, when you're investing into things, you want to first look at the technology. You want to look at, you know, are they reinventing the wheel, or are they just kind of recycling what other people are doing, which is fine. Again, you know, if you look around the crypto space, a lot of the things that we've gotten, especially in DeFi, have been just basically recycled protocols in the Ethereum ecosystem, which again has a lot of value for different spaces and whatnot. But you look at things as far as like, are they building you know, new innovative things? And Comdex is, you know, even with their new stablecoin, which I just put out a video earlier this morning, like they're really doing it differently, which benefits from, unfortunately, what happened. But again, you got to look at all the good things from every situation. They saw what happened with UST, and like many other people that are out there trying to build stable coins for the space, have improved upon that and really put more defense layers in their, hopefully soon, stable coin that's going to be more for their platform. Now, again, I'm super bullish. I could go on and on and on about what they're doing, but they got, you know, synthetic assets, super bullish, especially if I wish I could get synthetic assets right now in the space. I really wish I could get me some gold in the crypto space right now. But they got that happening. You know, they got their over collateralized lending and borrowing arm that they're going to have on their platform. And then again, like I said, we need to have stables for DeFi. And the way that they're actually positioned right now, especially in the Cosmos ecosystem and with their stablecoin, yeah, I keep on trying to be choosy with my words. But I was just talking, I had a space that I was involved with. I don't know if you follow him, Tenement Tibby on Twitter just recently, where he was talking to the Comdex team, and he brought up a great idea with all these bridged assets that we have right now in Cosmos, right? Like right now we have, I don't know, I never get this right. Alexar, however you say it. Yeah. So we got, you know, we got USDC, we're going to get USDT. We have all these different bridged assets, different variations of like Ethereum and stable coins and whatnot. But, you know, if you look at the Peggy bridge with Stiff Chain, we got, you know, their variation. And we got all these other ones. Agoric's going to have theirs, and all these other ones are coming as well. Think about CMDX. If they had a over collateralized stable token that was backed by all of these different fragmented variations of the same token, right? Like let's just say ETH, right? Because that's what Timmy was saying in his example. And we were able to actually bring them all in and put them all into a pool and accept that as the collateral. That way, that stable coin now for CMDX has much more value to actually pull from and protect itself from ever depegging, because now we have an array of over collateralization in that one pool, and we're not just sitting like on a 50-50, you know, we got Atom or we got, you know, whatever token you want to bring into the pool. We actually have over collateralization in there. And also we're kind of solving the issue that we have with so many bridges being in this space by being able to bring all of those bridged assets, whether they are one and the same, they're all ETH, but just different variations, into one location. But again, I could go on and on about CMDX as well. But, you know, I'm super bullish on CMDX and what they're doing as well.
Make sure you guys stake your CMDX, because there's a couple of airdrops, Harbor and ShipFi supposedly. So make sure you stake them.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Well, we're running out of time right now. So any last message you have for new investors or new people getting into Cosmos?
To be honest with you, I know we're in a bear market right now, guys. Be patient. Don't, I always tell my people, don't front run the market. You know, don't try to get in front of the train. That's usually how you get ran over. Let the market tell you what it wants to do. Wait for that bottoming position. You know, I honestly do think we have a couple more months at least to go through things. So number one, be patient. Number two, if you have Atom, get it off centralized exchanges. Make sure that you're staking it, via your Kepler wallet or whatnot, but definitely get it off your centralized exchanges, because I'm telling you, in the past year with all these airdrops, and we were spoiled with airdrops, CryptoTank here had a 6-figure airdrop bag amount given to them for absolutely free. And you won't get that if you're holding your Atom and staking it on a centralized exchange. So again, numbers don't really matter. Everybody gets the same percentage of airdrops per your bag, but again, at least you're exposed to that. So those two things would probably be my biggest recommendations to you guys. Dig down deep and do your research about some of these protocols. Don't just take my word or anybody's word out there on the crypto space. Dig down deep and kind of figure out what's happening with these protocols, and just kind of participate. Get in there and rub elbows with people. It's the best place or it's the best time in a bear market to do so. So yeah. And I want to say thank you to you and your followers and your community as well for having me on.
Yeah, everybody, I'm going to check the description below. All his links will be there. Make sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel and stay up to date Monday through Friday with live updates. He'll give you the technical analysis so you guys will know when those bottoms come. And yeah, have a good day, man. Peace.
Peace.